Good morning, Belen. I'm Tavo Roig. Here's what's going on today, September 1st, 2015. Tonight, the school will be hosting back-to-school night for middle school. It will start at 7:30 p.m. The high school back-to-school night will be Thursday, September 3rd, also at 7:30. Students, please remind your parents to bring your schedules with classroom locations either printed or on their personal electronic device. There will be a 10th grade assembly on Tuesday, September 1st at 9:30 to 10:05 in the Escuela dining room. The Belen Philosophy Club will host its first meeting this Thursday, September 3rd in room F206. The meeting will last an hour, assuming time is real. The club cannot guarantee this announcement truly exists as a material reality. There will be an informational meeting for the OSP trip to Japan Wednesday, September 9th at 7 p.m. in the Escuela dining hall. If you have any further questions, please contact Mr. Cleveland. Here's a video with more information. In other news, the man accused of ambushing and killing a Texas sheriff deputy made his first court appearance yesterday. Meanwhile, hundreds of people gathered to march in the sheriff's deputy's memory and to thank law enforcement for what they do. Hundreds of people marched along West Road. Others stand in reverence, flags waving high. All with heavy hearts, they honored Deputy Darren Goforth. The march took them a mile and a half from West Houston Church of Christ to the spot where the 10-year veteran was killed Friday night. Goforth was a husband and a father to a 5-year-old boy and a 12-year-old girl. Shannon Miles is charged with capital murder in Goforth's death. Meanwhile, more than $120,000 has been raised for Goforth's family. All across Europe, nations are coming to grips with what's been described as the worst migration crisis since World War II. Hungary is allowing Syrian and Iraqi migrants to board trains heading to Germany. The migrants can travel the border area. It's expected Germany would let them enter. The EU has called for a special meeting to hammer out a plan to cope with the flow of migrants. Part of that involves setting up hotspots in Greece and Italy for registration. The two countries have already received more than 300,000 migrants this year. On the other side of Europe, the port of Calais is another focal point. Some 3,000 people are believed to have gathered there, many trying to stow away in trucks or trains heading for the UK. The French Prime Minister and EU Commissioner are there. A wild card host. A tearful Justin Bieber and President Kanye. Nick Roca takes a look at this year's MTV Music Awards and more.
Nicki Minaj kicked off MTV's Big Night. She'd criticized the network for not nominating her hit Anaconda for Best Video, saying the media favors very slim bodies. Those comments ignited a Twitter war with Taylor Swift, but on Sunday night, they buried their bad blood. Justin Bieber was back at the awards show for the first time in 5 years. An emotional Bieber crying when he finished his performance. And Taylor Swift won big, taking home Best Pop Video, Best Female Video, and Video of the Year. Ultimately though, Kanye West may have stolen the show. He was honored with the Video Vanguard Award. It was presented by Swift, whom he famously interrupted when she received an award back in 2009. Kanye's long stream of consciousness acceptance speech ended with this.
As you probably could have guessed by this moment, I have decided in 2020 to run for president.
Iconic director Wes Craven died after a battle with brain cancer. His family confirmed his death to The Hollywood Reporter. Craven was best known as the writer and director of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. He is credited with reinventing the teen horror movie genre. Craven also found success spoofing teen movies with the Scream series. He taught English briefly before trying his hand at directing horror movies. Craven was 76 years old. I'm Nicholas Roca, now back to you.
Thanks, Nick. Stay tuned as we bring what's going on in sports right after these messages. In sports last Friday, the varsity football team took on Chaminade Madonna here at home. The Wolverines had a tough time stopping the Lions' offense, allowing 26 points. The Wolverines' offense had trouble time with more of the physical play of the Lions' defense. Running the ball was tough for the Wolverines, so they looked to passing game to alleviate some of the pressure that the Wolverines could not keep, and lost 26-10. This week, the Wolverines traveled to Seminole Ridge to take on the Seminole Ridge Hawks. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. The Belen Jesuit cross-country team captured its first win at the season-opening Park Vista International, held at South Country Regional Park in Boca Raton. Belen was led by Joshua Collins, sophomore, who was their overall winner in a time of 16:01 for the 5K course. Following close behind were Bruno Zayas, senior, finishing second, and Nicholas Roca, senior, who finished third. The field included 15 teams, and Belen led by all scorers, scoring up to 21 points. This past Saturday, senior Joseph Garcia was presented with a state trophy for winning the lightweight scholastic single for 2 consecutive years. A representative from the FSRA, Florida Scholastic Rowing Association, joined Joseph, Coach Yunyang, family members, and fellow teammates to present this prestigious award. Today will be the final trials for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade volleyball at 3:15 in the gym. Every year, UM fans are invited to come out and celebrate with the UM football team. This weekend, UM celebrated Cane Fest. Nick Carvajal has more.
Every year, on the eve of college football season, Miami Hurricanes fans gather around the University of Miami campus to visit some of their favorite players. We call this event Canes Fest.
This past Saturday, an estimated 1,500 fans turned out for a free 2-hour event hosted by the University of Miami Hurricanes called Canes Fest. Eager fans and alumni awaited in lines for the chance to meet some of their favorite coaches and players on the Hurricane squad. For the other individuals, there was a photo and autograph opportunity with players and coaches, and even Sebastian the Ibis. Also on display were the newly designed Adidas uniforms that the Hurricanes will be wearing this fall. This will be the first time since 1987 that Miami will not be representing Nike. Many players are eager to return from what many critics call a disappointing 6 and 7 year last year. With many of last year's players leaving for the NFL draft, the returning student athletes have a winning mentality and are excited for the upcoming year.
We're going to have a great season. I mean, we just been preparing all this week for 3 weeks straight to go into what we love to do the best. So I feel like we're going to have a great season.
I think we're going to hard do what we have to do.
UM kicks off its season next Saturday at 6 p.m. against Bethune-Cookman. For WBLN, this is Nicholas Carvajal. Back to you.
Thank you, Nick. Tomorrow, the varsity swim team will take on the Terra Wolves. Come out and support your Wolverines. The meet is at 3:30 p.m. right here at home. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook for all the latest news and pictures. I'm Tavo Roig. Thanks for watching, and stay golden, Wolverines.